You aren't where you want to be in life because you can't withstand the hard times and hard things that happen to you, and it takes you too long to recover. You fall too far when it happens. Too few things can disturb you, and then finally when you do recover, you're worse than you were when you started. So, what is mental toughness? It's the chance a bad thing changes how you act in a way that's against your goals. That way we can take this big amorphous word and be like, well, what does it actually mean? It just means the percentage likelihood that when something bad happens, you change the way you act in a way that's not ideal. That means that mental toughness is no longer a do you have mental toughness or not, but instead it's how much mental toughness do you have. And so we can always, if we can start measuring the components of mental toughness for our own behavior, it means we begin the process of being able to improve it. And you have to ask yourself, how can I let this bad thing serve me? In what universe would this bad thing occurring actually be the beginning of something better? Real. And so no matter how bad it is, our moments of greatest growth typically come after our biggest upsets. I don't know about you guys, but for me, this has solely been true. Like, a lot of my greatest growth has come from like very, periods where, my fortitude was tested. I acted worse than I would like to. And then at that point you come back to a baseline, but then you look back on the whole experience and you're like, how could this have served me? In what universe would this actually be in a story where the protagonist grows from this? If you were to wake up, right, as the main character in a movie, and you know that that movie has a happy ending, and the character gets passed up for the promotion, doesn't get the girl, the person they cared about most dies, what would the character in the story do to move the plot along towards the happy ending, right? As soon as you recognize it, what would that character do? You do it. And to be clear, guilt means that you broke your own rules. And shame means you broke other people's rules. And those things are only useful after you had a bad behavior, right? As long as they get you to change your behavior for the better. Those two emotions, which come as the result of breaking your own rules or breaking other people's rules, are effective for changing behavior if you let them help you change your behavior for the better. You just simply feeling bad for the sake of feeling bad and not changing your behavior serves no one. It serves no purpose. I am not saying that you're supposed to numb yourself at all, or not feel your feelings. I'm stating that you do not need to act out your feelings. In other words, just because you feel like shit doesn't mean you need to act like shit, treat other people like shit, or treat yourself like shit. I think separating our feelings from how we behave is a sign of maturity, which has almost nothing to do with how old you are, only how skilled. And that means that you can work on it. And if that's not a hopeful message, I don't know what is.